It's time now for the Athlete of the Week here on Mid-Minnesota Sports, and it's presented by Diamond Point and Sauk Center. And with us today is Mikayla Olson, a three-sport athlete for Sauk Center. Well, Mikayla, we always like to start out with who's in your family. Tell us about your family, okay?
My mom, Tony, and then my dad, Mike, and then I have a younger sister, Gabby, who goes to this school, and then I also have two more sisters, one older and then one younger, and then I have four brothers who go to Osakis.
Is that right?
Yep.
And what are their names?
My oldest brother is Eli, and he's 13. And then Devonte and Mazin, and then Sebastian.
All right. I've got to ask you this right off the bat, since we're in hockey season right now, okay? Your dad's a basketball guy, right?
Yep.
Okay. I saw him play in the state tournament. Did you know that he played?
Yep.
Okay. All right. How did you end up then playing hockey and not basketball?
Well, when we were little, me and my sister always had to wait for each other, so I had to wait for her to play sports. And then we both played hockey and basketball. And then, I don't know, we kind of just both fell in love with hockey and just stuck with that sport through.
Mm-hmm.
We played basketball up until like 4th or 5th grade, and then we just stopped.
And you had to make a choice then
Yep.
at that point, huh?
Yep.
Okay, because they go on at the same time. But again, going back to hockey, where did you play and how did you develop as a hockey player then?
We played in Alec to begin with, and we started mini mites when we were really little, like 6 and 5. And then we just, after we had to make the choice from U14 to go into varsity, and then we had to switch schools because we went to school in Osakis, and they didn't offer it. So we chose to come to Sauk and stick with that.
And where do you live? You're way out there, aren't you?
Well, actually, we just moved houses, so now we're like 4 miles out of Sauk.
Oh,
But,
okay.
yeah.
Because for a while you were where?
Yep. Nelson. It was like
Okay. Oh.
30-minute drive every day.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, real good. What other activities are you involved in school? As I mentioned, a three-sport athlete. What do you do?
I was in volleyball, and then hockey, and then softball, and then I don't know, just in school, just your average classes, nothing really special. And then I am involved in youth group at an Alec church.
Okay. Let me ask you this. I hope you don't mind. I see on Twitter, I'm just learning how to do this, okay, that with Mid-Minnesota Sports and the Twitter account that you retweeted something, and so your account comes up, and then I get this picture. So who are these folks?
Last summer I went to Haiti, and I just fell in love, and I honestly can't even tell you their names, but it was just such an amazing experience to go there, and I plan to hopefully go back soon. But actually, instead of going to college next year, I am doing a 9-month mission trip, and I get to go all over the world. So, yeah,
Okay.
it's really
Well-
just my passion.
Well, tell us more about that. Where does it start? How did you get going? And what is the future with it?
Well, how
what
it
group are you
started.
involved in? Yeah.
It's called the World Race, and so it's its own program, and it's through Adventures in Missions. It's called, and it's just like this big missionary trip, and I chose to do the gap year, which is 9 months, and I get to go to Thailand, Cambodia, Ethiopia, Guatemala, and Honduras.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
yeah, all over.
So this is based out of where?
The program itself is in Georgia.
Okay. And how did you get affiliated with it?
One of the girls from my church actually is in, I want to say Nicaragua right now, and so she's, and I just saw it on her Instagram page, and I looked it up and fell in love.
So are these other high school students?
Yeah,
Or-
it's ages 18 to 21, I believe.
And so when you go to another country like that, tell us more about what do you do? What kind of projects, or how does that all work?
Well, we're going to be doing a lot of different things, mostly like what the community needs itself. And so we'll be asking a lot of questions and what we can do to help. But we'll be doing church planting and caring for orphans, sex trafficking victims, just a lot of different things, building projects.
Well, can I ask, how is this funded then? How do you get there, and how do you get back?
It's all my money, so it's all fundraising. I'm doing a couple fundraising opportunities, like I'm selling T-shirts and bracelets, and then, yeah.
All right. Well, tell us then, if we can help out, how do we do that?
Well, right now I'm selling bracelets, and it's through Threads of Hope, it's called. And so half the profit goes to the women who make the bracelets in the Philippines, and then half of it goes to my fundraising, and then My T-shirts I have not ordered yet, but I'm waiting till I can get like a bulk order to actually order them and get them here. And then I have a blog that you guys can all follow, and it's mikayla.olson.theworldrace.org. And I think I said that right. But it's on Facebook, and yeah, you can follow my blog, and when I go overseas, you can just follow me, and I'll be blogging all the time. So
Is that right?
Yeah.
That's outstanding.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Good for you. All right, let's get back to the sports angle of it, okay? Another thing I want to bring up with you, as growing up as an athlete and how you mature through the years. I'm going to pick on volleyball here for a second. I can remember when you were young, and maybe it was the pressure, or you tell me, was it kind of getting to you when you were a younger ball player?
Definitely. I'm definitely like a mental player. Like, it gets to my head a lot, and so if I do something wrong or I make a mistake, it's hard to recover from. And I think like over the years I matured. This year I didn't cry as much in volleyball, so that was good.
Okay.
But yeah.
Well, the reason I bring it up is because I think, again, younger athletes can learn from that as well, seeing somebody that is a senior now and how you handle it. Was it just you personally, your teammates, your coaches, or how did you get through all of that?
Yeah, it was basically a lot of everyone. I know when I was younger, especially, I struggled a lot with it, and I just thought like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna lose this for my team. Like, I'm so bad. Like, I can't do this. I don't want to be out here because I don't want to lose it I don't want to lose the game. But really, just having really strong teammates like by my side and having great coaches is really helpful. And then my parents, obviously, too. Coming home and like having a bad game, like they just tell me like how I can do better, and like I can't worry about it. Just go on to the next play, next point. Just forget about it.
Because you play a lot.
Yep. Yep.
You're out there all the time. And as you are now a senior and a captain, as you see younger players kind of go through some of that, do you kind of advise them and help them out?
Yeah, definitely. I think I like to take care of the younger ones, especially when they're kind of emotional, because I could relate. And I know I'm putting her under the bus, but Kenzie Schmeezing likes to wear emotion on her face too, and I tried really hard to like just let her know that everything is going to be okay, and it happens to all of us, and you just got to get over it. And so yeah, I like to help them out and just let them know that you can get over it, and it's not easy, but it's manageable.
Because as I see Sock Center volleyball and all the sports that you play, there is a lot of pressure on you, isn't there?
Yeah.
Do you kind of bring it up on yourself, or what goes on with all of that, and how do you handle it?
I don't really know. I guess I try to look for, when I was younger, I looked towards the older girls and then towards my coaches a lot. I know in volleyball, Kelly Werman and Molly, and then the new assistant coach, they just helped me a lot, like just relaxing my nerves. And then I don't really know. Gym is kind of hard, but it was good to have a coach like that because he wouldn't put up with it. And so then I had to like train myself to like, okay, I can't. I have to just refocus, forget about it. Like, it goes on. So
I've heard this said from some of the athletes too, and even with, it's almost any coach though, isn't it? That they can get on you, but it's for a reason. And as you get older, then you kind of go, oh, I get it now.
Exactly, yeah.
Now Austin back on the attack. But poke checked away by Mikayla Olson. Olson coming down 1-on-2. She'll take a shot, and she will score the first goal of the season this year for Mikayla Olson. Here's another thing I want to talk about with hockey. You get your share of penalties, okay, for roughing. And I have an opinion on this, and I want to hear yours. What do you feel about that call and the way girls hockey is played?
I personally think that girls should learn how to get checked and how to check when they're little, because it's the same sport as boys hockey, and I don't think we should differentiate between the two, because when you do get hit, and in girls hockey, you don't know how to take a hit because it's not allowed. So then there's a lot more injuries that couldn't happen because you know how to take one. So I think that we should just learn how to do it and how to do it right.
Yes, I agree with you because as I see the girls play, say, for example, take me through, the puck is in the corner, you and I are going after it, okay? What are you trying to do and to get position and all that kind of stuff?
Well, I want to get in front of you, and I want to use my body to put myself, so I want my body and the puck to be in between the boards, and I want you to be on the outside. So I want to position my body in order to get the right angle at the puck. And it's kind of hard when you can't really use physical I mean, yes, you can, but not in the same sense as boys can. So.
Because here's what happens then, and I see this happen with you especially. You go in there, we have contact, I fall down or get down on the ice, and now it's a roughing penalty on you.
Yep.
You turn around to the referee and go, well, wait a minute, right?
Yeah, it's very frustrating because me and Gabby both played boys hockey for 2 years, and so we had to learn how to be tough and stay on our skates and not fall. And then coming back to girls, it's like, these girls fall so easy. But I don't know.
And I'm sure we're not talking at all about, checking from behind or boarding or things like that. That's not your point. And so, because I see you wear a stop sign on your back, right?
Yep.
And what does that mean?
It's basically just for the players. I don't know if they read it, but you're not allowed to check from behind because that's where a lot of injuries come from, and it's just not an okay thing to do. It's sportsmanship and just things like that. Like, you just don't do it in boys or girls. So. Mm-hmm.
Also touching on hockey, too, with the combination of the schools that you get together with as opposed to, say, volleyball, how do you get along with everybody on these teams? Does it work out okay?
Yeah, it works good. We combine with Long Prairie and Wadena, and then it's kind of unfortunate because we don't get to practice with Wadena on Wednesdays, but when we're all together, it's really fun, and we have a lot of fun together, and we mesh really well, so I think that's good.
I also want to touch on softball because when I watch you play, you're a third baseman. What do you like about playing third base in softball?
I like being infield, and I like that I'm so close, I guess, and I don't really know. I just, it's a spot that I get to play at, and if I get to play, I'm happy. So. And
I also see you too when you bat. You crowd the plate, don't you? You move up and you're on top. Why do you do that, or what?
I like to hit on top of the ball. I like to swing hard. I don't know, if it's a slow pitcher, I like to scoot up just so I can, I'm not reaching and it's right there so I can hit it.
5-2 Albany, but Sauk Center has 2 on. Second and third and 1 out. And a good hitter, Mikayla Olson at the plate. Bierman's pitch. The ball hit in the air to right center field. It's going to be in the gap. Mikayla Olson will drive in 2 runs. He's going to go into second base with a 2-run double. Here's another thing I see you do that I don't see anybody else do. Sliding in softball. You go head first and you go in there hard. How did that all start?
Well, I'm not a very good, feet slider, so I just kind of adapted and go head first now. I think it's easier, so.
Well, yes, this is the one thing I like about you. You compete, don't you?
Yep, definitely.
Yeah, you want to play. And as I look at the 3 sports that you play in, there's another aspect I hear from some people sometimes, and whatever sport. You'd be a better hockey player if you just played hockey. What do you think about that? Is there truth in that?
I don't know, I guess, yeah. I think hockey's an aggressive sport, and if you're competitive, I think it's a really good sport to play because there's so many aspects to it. It's a really competitive game, and there's always something you can get better at, and it's also a really fun game. But
I'm saying, though, you wouldn't trade that, though, to not play volleyball, to not play softball. What about playing 3 sports makes you a better athlete?
I just think the versatility. I know that, obviously you're not using the same muscles for any of those sports combined, but it also just helps, I guess I don't know how to say that, but playing all 3 sports is going to get you better at the other sport you play, no matter what sport it is. Mm-hmm. Because just having that opportunity to compete and be in those tough situations, and it just gets you ready for the next sport that you're in. Because
as you touched on, not only physically, and we talked about this too, mentally.
Yeah, exactly.
All inside your head. That's where it starts, right?
Yep.
How would you describe then, say you're a Sauk Center volleyball player and you go out there and you've got these big matches coming up. You guys get in your huddles, you slide down on the floor, and you're always talking out. You're always getting together. Who's talking? What are some of the things that you're saying?
Well, when we slide on the floor for volleyball, I know Jill Klopecki is one of the girls who really just gets us pumped up, and she's always just telling us, don't be worried, let's get out and go right away, let's not get in a slump, let's just take them. We know they're going to be a good competition, and even if they're not, we got to play like they are and just go out and get it. And I know that everyone thrives off of what she says, and I just try to go along and just get everyone pumped up. And I don't know, I kind of like to goof off when I play sports, but so I'm kind of the fun captain. But
Yeah, but that's all part of it, right?
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It is fun to play here, isn't it?
Yes.
13-7, Sauk Center. A 6-point lead for the Streeters. Mikayla Olson up front. And here's Hannah Dahman to serve. Plays it across. And not a great pass again. And Maple Lake, a back row hit. And a block. Sauk Center scores! Somehow Mikayla Olson read that all the way on a back row drive by Rachel. She can hit it, but Olson got up there. Mikayla Olson with a roof block. It's been fun watching you compete out there. That's what I like about you. You go out there, win or lose. I guess
Yep.
that's the thing. You just compete, and that's been fun. It's fun watching you. All right.
Thank you.
Thanks. And good luck with what you're doing
Yeah,
here,
thank
okay?
you.
All right, real good. That's Mikayla Olson. She is the Athlete of the Week, all presented by Diamond Point in Sauk Center.